guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. You know, when I see stories like the one I'm going to read now, I get beyond furious. It's one of the things, I think more than anything, it makes me want to disconnect from society. It really does. I'm fine with the dating world being all jacked up like it is. That doesn't make me want to disconnect from society. I don't really much give concern about that. Even if you're in the dating market, you still got to, participate in society. But when I see laws that are so unevenly handed out to where women can misbehave and misbehave and misbehave and nothing happens to them, but if a man did 1/10 as bad as a thing, he would have the book thrown at him, that's when I start getting really, really angry. I want to talk about this story because this is a problem that I'm seeing more and more of, where these women that are, 27 in this case, are going out and acting the absolute fools and being very inappropriate with, under 18 or under 16 young men, and they virtually walk free. And I'm tired of having to say, but what about? Because whataboutism sucks. It really does. But we are in a world where you have to say, yeah, but what if it was a dude? Yeah, but what if? I don't want to be in a place like that. Either change the laws or apply them the same. Because all this does is continue to let women act the absolute fools. And if women really cared, women would be petitioning for equal laws. Women would be saying something for equal laws. Because I know that when women couldn't vote, yes, they marched around and they made themselves an absolute nuisance, but men voted to let the women vote. Biggest mistake in history, probably. But men voted to let women vote. Where are the women voting to help men out in this case? Because, boy, do they seem very quiet. A drunk dental receptionist who grabbed a schoolboy inappropriately, who was 13, and she said wanted to ride him till morning before exposing herself and waking up remembering nothing after a white wine binge, is spared jail. And again, the whataboutism. Okay, so let me reverse this. A drunk guy who stumbles out of a bar, inappropriately grabbed a 13-year-old young girl, said he wanted to do her till morning, exposed himself, remembers nothing. Does he get 0 jail time? Hell no. Hell no. He's, public enemy number one. Dental receptionist grabbed and was inappropriate with a kid, 13-year-old, after she began chatting him up at random following a white wine binge. Jade Berry, 27, was staggering through Riverker Valley County Park in Ellesmere Port, Cheshire, at 9 p.m. when she accosted the child as he sat on a woodland bench talking with a friend about his upcoming 14th birthday. Berry sat down between the two boys and began stroking the 13-year-old's happy place over his clothing before offering him the good times, sleeping with him, and saying she would ride him till morning. As the shocked youngster and his friend got up to leave, she pulled down her trousers and exposed herself before passing out in a drunken stupor. The two boys took videos of Berry before getting up to leave. She was identified after leaving her bank card and phone on the bench. Isn't it funny that this is her, like she got the little bit of a double chin going. You can see what she looks like without the makeup. But then when they do the glow up in the photos, for their social media, boy, does that not look the same, does it? Doesn't look even close. One of the things that really bothered me about this story is that, I think this one was the photo that appeared when the story was linked at Twitter. And a lot of comments from both men and women A lot of them were, you go, boy, he should have done it. And take advantage. Oh, man, I wish women would have done that when I was 13. You're thinking like an old man perv brain. That's what you're thinking with. You're not thinking like a 13 kid that may not have even cranked it himself yet. Because I don't know when young men start experimenting. But before that day, I mean, you like girls. And until you have a couple of those dreams where you decide to do your laundry yourself. Like, Mom, I'll do my own laundry. I'm good. Every young man's had that dream or two when it first starts. This is a world that is unknown. And a 27-year-old to a 13-year-old is definitely an adult, like serious adult. When people comment on this, they're not thinking like a young man would be thinking, a child would be thinking. They're thinking like somebody that's maybe got some experience, somebody that says, hey, she's hot. This kid didn't. And I said, one of the comments that I made on this was like, we need to stop thinking like men and start thinking like, what were we like when we were 13? Because I would have been extremely weirded out if some drunk chick slammed down on a park bench between me and my friends while we're talking about, let's see, what was I talking about at 13? It probably would have been Atari video games. Yes, I'm old. Well, no, actually, it would have been Nintendo video games at 13. We would have been talking about the original Nintendo. We were probably talking about how we're going to beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on Nintendo, or how we're going to get past the, I don't know, level whatever boss in Legend of Zelda. And then to have this happen to you, and then for her to just walk free. The 13-year-old who has ADHD said he was so traumatized by the encounter that he almost ended himself. That's what I'm talking about. That's a young man that is not prepared for what just happened to him. She was sentenced to 12 months, but it was suspended for 18 months. Now, what that means is, hey, you're going to have to do a year in jail, but we're going to suspend that. And if you behave yourself for 18 months, you're not going to have to do the 12 months in jail. That's not, sorry, the dog's moving. I'm like, what's he barking at? That's not a good thing. I'm not going to read down through the rest of this, man. I mean, yeah, she has to register for 10 years. It's not even forever. She's got to go get some mental health evaluations. And she's going to have to do a little, she's got to wear a tag for 120 days. And she's going to have to do, a little bit of community service. Why? Why do they get off so easily? And I think part of it is that naturally we just don't view women as threatening. As men, at least, we don't view women as threatening. I don't view women as threatening. We read stories all the time on how women will either poison their husbands. Women will wait till he falls asleep and throw a boiling hot kettle of oil or water on him. Or stick a blade in him while he's unconscious, because that's when he can't fight back and she can have an easy time doing it. We know women are dangerous like that. But just in general, if I'm out on the street, unless it's, a 6'2", 300-pound Lizzo coming at me, which just by sheer mass, I probably couldn't do anything against her. We don't see women as threatening. And that carries over into the judicial court, and it carries over when we look at how they're acting with underage kids. This needs to be fixed. This needs to be corrected. And until they do, what are we supposed to do? Disassociate from society more. Stay away from people. How else do you protect yourself against this when the laws are just not even? I don't know. I wanted to bring this up for a topic, though, because it's another instance where women aren't screaming about this. Women aren't crying that they're not being treated equal here when it comes to all the negative things they do. And they just don't want to be, they don't want to be equal to us. Because if they do, they'd be pushing for equality all across the board. They want to, only when they have a disadvantage, they want to be even or an advantage. And where they have the advantage, they want to keep that. Well, that's not being equal. That's being a special princess. That's being better than you. And until things change, the only thing you can expect is for women's behavior to get worse. Because if there's never a punishment for anything that you do, people are going to go wild. And they already are. And we can see the consequences of that. Guys, if you're over here on YouTube, make sure to join me over on Locals. You can become a supporter over at betterbachelor.locals.com. It's $4 a month. If you do the yearly, it's less than half the price of a crappy Starbucks cup of coffee per month to support your favorite joker. Guys, I'll leave it there. We will see you in the next one. And what a crazy world we're in, huh?